Okay, it's a recording.
Oh, it's nice. Like
Nice.
someone in my ears just said, like, this call is now being recorded.
Nice.
Cool. So I can give like an update. I think I worked a lot on this on the past 2 weeks. So we had the move to the GoDaddy repository to the new organization. And I bootstrapped the project with the Go code using QB Builder under the external secrets repository. The CRDs are almost all implemented. I think there's just one part of the external secrets, the template part that is not implemented yet. Um, I'm gonna like there's one PR on the CRD spec that I need to finish reviewing. I didn't work today, so I couldn't take a look. But basically, I was bringing the spec into the same level as the codes that I pushed. Mulan left me some comments, and I'm going to take a look at them tomorrow. But once that's done, then I think we can start raising issues under the spec if you want to discuss any part of the spec. So
Okay.
I think in my next 2 weeks, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise any issues that I have with the spec, any discussions I'd like to have, and I'm gonna start implementing the controllers and the providers and everything else. So I hope in 2 weeks' time to at least have like AWS working. Um, yeah, and like I didn't know QB Builder too much before, so I took some time to do everything because I was doing a lot of research and looking at how things are done. The etcd operator is very very nice. It's very simple, so I use that as like a base. But the code base is very very like the defaults from QB Builder, so there's no much there. It's just the CRDs. Yeah, so I think that's my updates. Thanks so much, Mulan, for moving the spec into its own repository. I think I'm gonna raise a PR there next week to like just move that file into a new folder so we can have like the CRD spec for the V1 Alpha 1. Um, and then if you have the spec in the future, we can change that as well. And I think as a last point, I remember in the PR that I made into the CRD spec, you talked about the domain. That's I use the x-k8s.io, x-kubernetes.io to the domain of the CRD. And you said that that might be reserved for some special interest group, special group interest stuff. So if that's the case, I'm gonna just change the domain as well. We can do like externalsecrets.io as a domain or something like that. Yeah, so I think those are all my updates.
Cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's one thing that I had in my mind, and which was also which was previously discussed in the old pull request in the old repository about the domain thingy, x-kds.io versus kes.io and all that other stuff. And I looked it up. What is happening in the Kubernetes world there, and the kds.io domain is reserved for core Kubernetes components, and x-kds.io is reserved for so-called SIG-sponsored projects. So those are essentially or sub-projects of special interest groups like, I don't know, SIG Node or SIG Security or stuff like that. And they are just small projects which have a certain use case, which are experimental, but might be its own project or might become part of core Kubernetes at some point in the future. So,
Okay.
for instance, the cluster API spec is also under the x-kds.io.
I see.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's better for us to move to another domain. Um, you told me about on that PR. There's also a discussion about the name because we use everywhere the Kubernetes external secrets KES. I named the project just external secrets since using Kubernetes is a little bit like it's too much wording, I'd say, because it's an operator for Kubernetes. So if you use the subdomain, we can use like external-secrets.io. So we're gonna have like secret store dot external-secrets.io. Is that all right?
It seems okay, I think.
Works for me too.
But
Perfect.
one thing, we named this new repository External Secrets, but in the end, the idea is to migrate to the Kubernetes External Secret repositories, right?
Yeah, but we can rename that repository later as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just did that because I think like using the word Kubernetes is kind of ambiguous because it's an operator anyway. But yeah, like we still can use the Kubernetes key ES name, but I think just ES might be a little bit easier to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Any other updates from you guys?
Yeah, from my side, I implemented the CRED Stash backend, but on our repository, on the Container Solutions one. But yeah, it's almost done. I would say I have to write some more tests for it. And yeah, it's on our repository, but when we have like the conciliation loop and everything written on the new one, we can just migrate it as well. We have some other backends being developed on ours, and yeah, the same idea. When it's done, we can move.
Perfect. Yeah, I think for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna try to have at least like the support for the backends enabled, like the loop done, at least the basics, and then people can just come and migrate their provider codes into the new project. Yeah. Nice. Cool. Anything else from your side, Mulan?
Not so much for the V2. I did look into some other issues with the V1 version. There's one a little bit bigger issue because the operator hangs at some point if someone kills the TCP connection. It just doesn't reconnect. It just can't reconnect. It just stalls, and then nothing is happening, and the reconciliation isn't done anymore. And this is in my opinion, kind of important thing to get merged into it. And Marcus already made a pull request for that, and I will probably deploy that pull request version this week or next week in my agent's production infrastructure, and then we'll test it and try to break it somehow. And yeah, then maybe we should be ready to merge that.
Nice.
I hope so.
Yeah, if you want to flag me on the issue or the PR related to that, I can also test it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, I will do.
All right. Yeah, I think that's it from my side. I think it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be great. Just in the very beginnings, and it's a lot of work to do. But I'm mainly working on that right now, so I can focus and spend some time on the project, like technically and developing the code base.
Nice. I try to take notes. I didn't get everything so far. So can we maybe sum up the so to speak action items or the plan for the next week?
Yeah.
So what I did note is that you or we should try to design the provider interface so we can have those different providers are pluggable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A different thing that I had in mind is implement the core loop. And maybe something we can take a look into is a CI/CD pipeline. I don't know, maybe it's too early. Maybe we can just get some basic stuff done, like just run a simple make test in a CI/CD environment, which would be maybe nice to have at least if someone creates a pull request, and then at least we can run some basic tests if there are any.
Yeah, I agree with these 3 points. I think this could be the focus for the next 2 weeks. We can use GitHub Actions for the pipeline. It's very chilled. And we can use even the GitHub, the Docker repositories to push the image. Yeah, I agree with these 3 points. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to focus on the loop. And as soon as I have a simple but working loop, I'm going to implement the interface. But yeah, if you want to work together, if you want to do even some pair programming or anything, we can just schedule it. Yeah, we can do all of this together and chat on Slack to sync as well. So,
sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna focus now. The next thing is gonna be the loop, the control loop. So if you wanna think or even raise some ideas for the provider interface or work on that, just be free to do that.
How should we manage the working package? Just maybe create an issue and then discuss the stuff there, because it would be bad if we try to work on the same things and try to implement the same thing.
I think creating an issue and maybe already think of a issue template, so we have issues ready to work on, descriptive issues, and then we can just assign issues so we can work specifically in one thing.
I can make the issues that I'm gonna work. And I agree with the templates, and also forgot what I was gonna tell, but yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
Cool.
Also, I remember if you wanna, we can use the GitHub projects to organize stuff, to see what people are working on and etc. So it's actually very helpful.
And never used it, but it's okay.
It's quite simple. It's basically the issues anyway. So it's just a way to visualize the issues in a Kanban board. It's like the Zen Hub app that we use at CS. So yeah, cool. So I think tomorrow, then I'm gonna start this project, create some issues, and start working on the loop. All right, that's gonna be my step for the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, when you have some tests, I can probably work on the CI/CD pipeline as well.
Awesome.
The CI right now,
Yeah, I think you can just run a CI that makes the make tests and push the image through GitHub. I think that's quite simple, and you can have at least something running.
Yes, yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Nice.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Is there anything else?
Not from my side.
Not from my side as well. About the move to the Kubernetes, to the repository with the stars. So how are we going to do that, and when? When we have a simple structure, or should we start already to work there on a new branch and all that?
Yeah, I think we should I think it's better to keep until we are stable, I would say, or until we have something that users can already install and test. So the control loop implemented and the providers implemented and everything else in this separated repository, because it's better to organize the issues and the PRs instead of conflicting with the other repository for now, to not become a mess. So I think once you have the alpha ready to hey, this is happening, this is working, you can already use it. Don't expect stability yet, but please use. Then I think you can think about a strategy to merge, create a V2 branch and then ask people to use that. And at some point in time, just merge into the main branch as well.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. All right, Pips, I'm gonna find some Glühwein And
Nice.
enjoy the winter outside. It's very, very nice chatting with you. And
Thanks,
yeah,
Jojo.
if you need, I'm on Slack. Just ping me there. And see you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers, guys. Bye.
See you
Cheers.
soon. Bye.